Good morning, everybody. It's Marcia from Oils and Wellness with Marcia, and I'm continuing in the book. One of these days we'll be done. It's Olaf Finding Balance with the Unbalanced World, and today the title is Sandcastles from Luisa Hogan. Ready? Have you ever built a snowman? I haven't. Florida girl here. But I've built a sandcastle before, and that's the same idea. You start with something really small and keep adding to it. You give it life, a grain of sand at a time, until you have created something amazing. I grew up on the beaches of my hometown, swimming, floating, laughing, resting, and building sandcastles. My brothers and I would use those little plastic molds to build our walls, dig a trench around the castle, and let the waves fill it with water. Castle walls and moats protected what was in the middle. When I was a little girl, I would dream of being a princess in one of those castles. That I was so incredibly valuable. I needed stone walls, soldiers, and moats of water to keep me and my innocence safe. And there would be this one guy, a prince, who would have the courage to fight past enemies, to cross that moat and scale the walls for me. I can't remember the last time I built a sandcastle. I was 14 years old and I was at a party with friends, and there was beer and music. And this one guy who used to work at the store right across from the ice cream shop I worked at. I would watch him when I wasn't busy. He would buy his fountain drink for me. I thought he was cute. He bought me a beer, and asked if I wanted to go talk with him in another room. I said sure, and nervously sipped the beer. I thought it was odd that we went into the bedroom to talk, but it was a house party, and there was people scattered in every room of the house. We sat down in the bed, and as I started to talk, he leaned over and kissed me. I stopped talking, then somehow was laying on the bed. My shirt was up over my chest, and I felt heaviness on top of me. A rough jabbing feeling between my legs, and I think that was when what woke me up. It was dark in that room, and I tried to push the weight off of me, but I couldn't lift my arms or kick my legs. I managed to say no. I said it a few times, but then his mouth was on mine again, and I stopped talking. My eyelids were so heavy, I remember the feeling of wanting to close them so badly. So I did, and it all went dark. I opened my eyes with my friend when my friend came into the room. Luisa, I've been looking for you. What are you doing in here? The light was on, my clothes were on, and I was alone in the bed. Whew, that scared me. I don't know, I said, but I really need to use the bathroom. Come with me. We went into the bathroom, and I felt the pain, immense pain, confusion. There was a little blood. I didn't tell her that part. She asked me, "Did you guys just have sex?" I wasn't sure, actually. I had plans to remain a virgin until my wedding night. The gift that part of myself to my prince. To give that part of myself to my prince. The one who would scale any wall, fight any army for me. So I poured a little water on my sandcastle and told her, "No way. We were just kissing." And I guess I fell asleep. We walked out of the bathroom and heard a commotion in that same bedroom. I poked my head into the room, and there was a crowd of kids staring at the bed, some laughing, some curious, and I knew that they were looking at my innocence right there on that bed. The blood I tried to hide from my best friend just moments before was there for everyone to see. I saw a couple of the guy friends lift their heads and look into my eyes, looking at me to answer, to explain what they were seeing. Once again, I lied. I told them I had started my period and I was sorry for the mess I made, but don't worry, I would clean it up. A little later, my friends and I down drove down home in silence. They knew. They had seen it in my eyes, but they didn't hear me say it. I had kicked my most magical sandcastle right back into the sea. That was the worst part for me, the guilt of all these years I silencing my own voice, pretending my dreams didn't matter, which led to pain and heartache in every relationship I have had since that moment, and guilt over those friends of mine who didn't want to see it, who needed to hear me say it. They needed a chance to fight for me, to fight for something good. I didn't let them, and for that I ask forgiveness. I'm asking for forgiveness from the innocent little girl building a sandcastle on the shore, dreaming of her one true prince. I'm sorry I let my dreams be silenced. I'm sorry I tore down the walls and let so many weak and passionless people into my life. All I ever wanted was to live happily in the happily in the castle until the day your prince arrived. Little girl, you deserve someone to fight for you, to prove that you are worth great acts of courage. I will fight for you. I will protect you. But we need to be courageous. Let's speak the words that others can see in our eyes. We can do this together. We can build something. We can build something amazing again. We can show all the little girls in the world that no matter how many times the waves try to wash your dreams away, we will build them back up. Because our dreams are not about the prince. They're not even about the moat and the castle walls. They're about the princess we're fighting for. She's worth it. Guilt over something that was not your fault can be the most harmful because often we believe deep down that somehow we caused it, could have prevented it, or even deserved it. Not true. Face what happened, putting things in your proper perspective, and accepting what you were blameless is the first step to healing. In case where you feel guilt about something you do have control over, getting to a place where you accept circumstances as they are, making amends where needed, or just granting yourself some grace and moving on. is the true path to overcoming guilt as an ULA blocker. And that's today's. Tomorrow I'll be talking to you on the mother on the phone at the park by Megan Yancey. I hope you enjoyed today's talk, and if you did, please smash the like button and leave a little comment on what your thoughts were. And I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Have a wonderful day. Ta ta. Love you guys. Mwah.